Hi, it's Street Talk with Loretta Rose Show, and thanks for tuning in. Well, on today's show, we are going to highlight and spotlight a high school scholar who's making a difference in their community. You don't want to miss it. On today's show, we have Dextrius Williams Jr., and boy, this young man has made history in his community. Stick around. It's Street Talk with Loretta Rose here on Beam TV. Welcome back. It's Street Talk with Loretta Rose, and on today's show, we are highlighting and spotlighting an extraordinary high school scholar out of Harris County High School. Welcome today, Mr. Dextrius Williams Jr.
Hello, nice to meet you. Let's talk to you.
I feel like I'm talking to a celebrity student.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow. Well, congratulations,
Thank you
first
so
of
much.
all.
Thank you.
I am super, super proud of you because I've known you before you knew me.
Back when I was in diapers.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, ma'am.
And to see you where you are in the fruition of your purpose, I would first say. And you just have made history in this whole region, and the community will find out more about that as we proceed in our interview. So you are a high school graduating senior
Yes,
of
ma'am.
Harris County High School.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, first of all, how does it feel? I mean, does it feel so surreal?
It feels like I can't explain how it feels right now. Like I just came from a graduation rehearsal. Matter of fact, I'm like, I don't know, is that happening tomorrow? I'm like still kind of processing it. I probably won't process it until after summer. I'm like, oh, I'm not going back to school anymore. I'm free now, I guess.
Wow.
But it's been so surreal, I guess, being able to see all the people I've grown up with come through this whole process of rehearsing for graduation, just seeing them going from, playing Little League baseball to like walking the stage with our gowns on. It's just great.
Wow. So you did sports as well?
When I was younger, I kind of did a little bit of everything. I was playing baseball, soccer, football. I ran track for a day. I played basketball.
You and I both.
Yeah. I'm not a runner.
Yes. Oh, wow. Didn't know you did all of that. I am so proud of you, Dextrius,
so
because you are like one of, I've never seen a student, and as we proceed with the interview, you're going to begin to see a lot of his achievements and accomplishments. I want to know, how did you maintain this level of success as a student?
Well, one saying that I've always heard is master of all trades, jack of all trades, master of one.
Yes.
Well, the saying is jack of all trades, master of none, But my goal in life is to become a neuroscientist. But I feel like you have to have certain skills you learn from other things. And part of my journey was finding each skill in each different trade.
Wow.
So I did theater. I learned how to be a speaker, how to be in front of people, how to communicate well. Then I went to technology, learned how to code, how to do computer type stuff.
Wow.
Then I went into stuff like actual sciences, like applied research, which I learned how to do that, how to write a research paper now. So that's part of just all my little things along the way to get where I am now.
Amazing.
And balancing all of that is just about time management, really, and just knowing when you need to say no. And I'm getting used to that now and be like, hey, I can't do that anymore. I can do this though,
Grown folks, you hear that? Because some of us still trying to master that. I am so proud of you.
Thank you.
And what's your age now?
I'm 18.
18
Yes,
years
ma'am.
old. Wow, amazing. So, what about this historic event that took place in Harris County? The young man has made history in Harris County, in the Harris County School District. I want you to tell us about the program that you organize.
Well,
Amazing.
So I was able to organize the first ever Black History Month showcase in Harris County. We never had anything like this ever in our county, just because of not necessarily the people in it right now, but just the past, the systemic racism and built into the community. And this program was orchestrated by me and my theater teacher, Miss Longshore. She's an amazing teacher. She was so supportive in the whole process. She actually suggested it to me. She gave me full creative freedom to do whatever I wanted with it. And it was a show consisting of 10 acts, each of them telling a different story from the Black experience, and it followed a timeline. So it started with our birthplace in Africa, not with slavery, but with our true origins in Africa as kings and queens, until we end with now, with we have like modern day, I guess you could say, freedom fighting. You know, how we
Yeah.
still are fighting for our rights, but we're so much better than we were before. Yes, ma'am.
Wow, I am proud of you.
Thank
It
you.
takes some research and
Yes,
some
ma'am.
courageousness to do that.
Yes, ma'am.
And you made it happen.
Thank
It was
you.
all on the local news here. And I was just impressed. And I wish I could have been there, but I had a prior engagement. But we are so proud of you
Thank
because
you.
not only that, as a result of it, you have entered into the Hall of Fame with Harris County.
Yes,
Tell
ma'am.
us a little bit about that.
So as a result of that project, I've received a couple of accolades. I got an award from my principal, which is the highest award you can receive at the school, which is the Principal Leadership Award. And it kind of is a reflection of the things you've done in the school, not just that one show particularly, but just my involvement in school. And it was just a really big honor to get that. And even bigger than that, outside of the school, I received an award from my mayor, who's the first black mayor of the county.
Oh,
And he awarded me
wow.
personally a proclamation proclaiming that he attended my performance and how much he enjoyed it and how much he is ready to see it go further, because this is just the first of many. This is the first annual, and I have picked people to take over it next year.
Oh, that is so amazing. How does it feel to be a part of history taking place and you're living to see it? You are a part of it. Generations to come will be reading about Dextrius.
It feels like that's what I have to do, because if I just sit by and watch things happen and don't do anything about it, that's just wrong on me. Like, I'm in the wrong at that point. Like, I've heard stories from my grandmother who she experienced lynchings firsthand. She saw her family members get lynched, or people from that she knew in the community, and that was not even 30 years ago, not even
Jesus.
100 years. Like, that was very recent compared to where we are now. And hearing about those stories and then feeling my own experience in the school system, seeing that I'm the only black person in my AP classes, asking them about things, and they're like, I don't know what that is. Like, I'm like, oh, do you know what a Delta 9 fraternity is, or like a HB, historically black colleges? They're like, no, we don't know what that is. And I'm like,
Wow.
that's something you should know about. And this show was that. It was showing them the beauty of the black culture, because all they know is slavery, all they know is the oppression, but this is about the beauty, about the fun things, about the things that we contributed to society.
Amazing. You're educating
Yes, ma'am.
at the
Absolutely.
same time.
Because the cure to the bigotry in the world and the hate is education. Because if you know where someone has been, you can acknowledge that and be like, we can relate on a certain level. No matter where you are, you can always relate based on education and knowing what someone has been through.
I'm just in awe of you.
Thank you.
I mean, I know your parents personally, but just how you're communicating and your passion of educating others, and not only thinking about it and talking about it, but doing something about it. See, that's one thing, to see the need, but to move forward and do something about it.
Yes, ma'am.
What would you like to say to your teachers, your educators at Harris County High School that has impacted Dextrius?
I feel like there's teachers that I love, ones that you see every day. Hey, Miss in the hallway. Hey, Miss over, whatever. There's one I'm like, oh, hey, It just depends on the subject, the whatever. But I feel like every teacher I have had in my life has helped me in some way. I've learned something from them, whether it be a positive thing or a negative thing. I've learned and I've grown somehow. So I would just say thank you, and just off the bat, just thank you. No matter who it is, just thank you for what you've done and what you've contributed to me, because without them, it wouldn't be possible.
Amazing.
They gave me the door into what I wanted to do. Maybe they're not giving me all the information, but I saw it in them and kept going further. So they gave me the first steps to where I am now. So I wouldn't thank them.
Amazing. Well, we're going to take a break, and then when we come back, we're going to talk about the so many achievements that you have received. When we come back, you are going to be in awe as well. It's Street Talk with Loretta Rose, and you're watching here on Beam TV. We'll be back after this with Dextrius Williams, Jr.
Congratulations to the class of 2023 from your friends and neighbors at Beam, bringing East Alabama more.
I'm only 17, but I know about investing. Believe in something, buy shares in it, watch it grow. So, what if you could invest in the future? The future of kids, like a stock. Not the kind of stock that's about making money, but a stock for social change. A whole new kind of investment called Better Futures. When you invest, it helps kids go to college. I could be one of the first college graduates from my family, the first philanthropist from my neighborhood. And if I'm the first, then maybe there's a second and a third. Believe in us, invest in us, watch us grow.
My name is Sydney, and I'm your dividend.
Welcome back. It's Street Talk with Loretta Rose, and we're talking with an amazing, extraordinary high school scholar, Dextrius Williams Jr. Thank you so much for being on today's show.
Thank you for having me.
It's an honor to be able to highlight you and spotlight you because you are so deserving.
Thank
and I
you.
would like to say you are a representation of our future.
Thank you.
And you are definitely a representation of what hard work and dedication
Yes, ma'am.
will make of. I'm looking at all of this. Community, the world. Look at these achievements and accomplishments. Dextrius is so many of them, but I'm looking at, I see social studies.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me about that.
So I was selected honorably for the Page One Awards in Harris County, which is hosted by the Ledger and Choir. It's like a renowned thing in the state. It's a very selective program. They select one person from each school representing, I think, 13 different categories. And I got selected for social science, actually. It's just wrong on there. And I used kind of two of my things that I had going on to represent that category well, I guess. I did the Black History Month Showcase as well as a research paper with the University of California about neuroscience and the etiology of childhood mental disorders.
Oh, amazing. I see that, page one. And I don't even know what all of that means, Dextrius, so you have to help us out.
Over 15 clubs I've been in over the year, as well as over 300 hours of community service in the community, honor societies, and just all of my involvement in the school.
Amazing, amazing. So for those that are watching, how important is service in your community?
Well, it's the lesson I've learned since Bible study when I was little. You know, give all praise to God. It's about giving back to everybody. It's about always being there for people and always providing that first step for everyone. And I feel like as a member of the community, it's your job to give back if you have the ability to. Because if you were in that position, you want the same thing for you. The golden rule, treat others like you want to be treated. If you were there, you want that same treatment. And so I made it part of all of my community service to be in the community, especially with younger people, because a lot of times we never get the education we need to be successful in the future.
That's right.
And I was lucky enough to go to a Head Start, which is like a program to get you ready for preschool, you know.
Yeah.
And so I'm providing the same service for other kids. And I've been teaching science lessons at schools, teaching math, teaching art school lessons at a very young age. And that's just a great thing to give back to my community.
Amazing. And it shows too. I'm looking at all of these awards. It's so many. Proclamation, that's huge. To be honored from your own community,
Yes, ma'am.
among your own peers. Proclamation, tell us about that.
So this was like, and I say over almost 3 years of work coming to fruition. This was given to me after my Black History Month showcase by the mayor of Harris County, who was the first black mayor of Harris County. And it was just a surreal moment seeing him. When I got this award, I had almost a 2-hour-long conversation with him in his front yard. He was just like, you don't understand how much this means to our people in this community. Because he lived here his whole life, and he's almost 80 years old.
Oh, wow.
And so you can see where that would become important.
Absolutely.
And being in this country for 80 years and never seeing yourself represented in anything that's going on, this says a lot about where we are. And I'm so happy that I was able to give him that representation, give everyone that representation, give my grandparents, my community members, my elders in the community that representation. And it was just amazing. And that is just a physical representation of that. And
Thank you. And I'm saying that from all of us.
Thank you.
I don't know if you realize that you are a voice for the voiceless.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, that's kind of heavy, but that's what you
And it's crazy
are.
because it's like a silent majority in the community. It's like we're all there. We've been there longer than most people have been there, yet we're not getting any noise made about us and what we need. And there's so many things that are not addressed in our community that affect us directly, and it's just overlooked. And that was my intention going into this, getting us the voice we need. You know,
Amazing. Well, you're going to know what Harris County looks like now because of Dextrius. Wow. I want to talk about your scholarships. I had a conversation with your lovely mother, and your parents just adore you. We all do as well. Over $300,000 of scholarship?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell us about that, Dextrius, because many parents are praying for that for their children.
Yes, ma'am. It started like, I would say my late junior year. I just started writing essays, filling out scholarship applications, just doing as much as I could. And it was just nice to finally, all that stress, all that worry, writing those things out, come to fruition. And they're from different schools, different places. It was just so good to see them coming in. Oh, got that one. Oh, got that one. Just like, thank you, God. Thank you. Just thank you so much for everything that was coming in. It was just great. And
Wow.
happy.
So have you made a decision
I
about
have.
where you're going
Yes, ma'am.
after graduating?
Very long time of thinking. I decided on decision day, May 1st at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So I decided to go to the University of Pittsburgh in Pennsylvania. Yes.
Congratulations! And you heard it here on Street Talk. Oh, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm so proud. This is our community, baby, okay? Wow, Dextrius. So what's the next step? What's the next step for you?
The next thing is going straight into my field. So I mentioned very briefly, I'm going to neuroscience. And that, I know it's probably like, oh, neuroscience, after doing a show, after doing all this stuff. And it's like, people don't know the underlying reason for a lot of things.
Okay.
And like, they see face value, oh, he's an actor, he's a performer, he's a director. And I'm like, yes, I am those things, but the reason behind them is wanting to give a voice to people and coming from a base of knowing what people think, knowing what's going on, knowing the inner workings of the mind, basically. And all my life, I've always been curious. At first, I was just like physics, that's it, how do things work, But that was too physical for me. I wanted the mental, how, like right now I'm moving, right? What's making me move? My brain, that was the base of everything.
Wow.
So the brain is where I'm going to go back to and learn about that and study that and go into researching. And I'm going to be studying neuroscience at the University of Pittsburgh and getting my PhD hopefully after that at the University of Oxford and get my doctorate and my fellowship in psychology and neuroscience.
Amazing.
Yes, ma'am, and go directly into researching and just making my voice heard in the field.
Oh, I love it. I love it. We're going to continue to follow you. As we get ready to prepare for closing, I want to ask you just a couple of more questions.
Yes,
one, since you're a voice I like to say you're a voice for the voiceless. Not only that, as a voice for the entire class of 2023, locally and nationally, what would be your motivation to them moving forward?
It's going to sound funny and silly, whatever, but I'm going to say fail. Fail as much as you can. Like, when I say fail hard, because if you never swing big, you never hit the home run,
Oh.
And just to kind of give a backstory to that advice, I guess, is my show, again. So my junior year coming in from COVID, I tried to start a race education club. I pitched it. I wrote up a 10-page club membership form and club proposal, I guess. But then to my principal, he was like, "We're not ready for that. We can't do that." No, absolutely not. Wow. Off the bat. Wow. If I would have just stopped and said, "Oh, I failed. I took a swing. I missed. I'm not going to do it again," I would never been here where I am now. But because I did that big failure in front of everyone, everyone saw it. My teacher said, "Hey, do you want to still do something with that? Come do this show for me."
Oh, wow.
And it was just like,
what an inspiration.
if I never took that big swing and missed, I would never be here now,
Oh, wow.
So my advice is to fail big and always put 100% to everything.
I love that. That is such an inspiration to all of us because at some point in time, we're going to get that no or that closed door, but we keep moving forward.
All in time,
and you
right?
never know what will be the outcome of it.
Yes, ma'am.
If you don't keep moving forward. I love that. Dextrius, as an expression of gratitude as we get ready to close out, I know your parents have been walking with you all your life, praying for you, encouraging you, probably your biggest cheerleaders.
Yes, ma'am.
As an expression of gratitude for your mom and dad, what would you like to say to them?
I would like to say thank you for always telling me I can do anything I wanted. That sounds, whatever, but as a child hearing, oh, you can do that, you can easily do that, that's just like, if you always tell a child they can always do whatever they want, they can do anything they put their mind to, they're going to do it. And that just that foundation of support was what got me here today. Because if I went into this not thinking I could do it, I would have never done it. And now I'd be like, oh, okay, whatever, I can't do that, it's too hard. my mom always told me, you can do that. You can do whatever you want. You can build a car if you want to. You can do anything. And the same thing. My dad said the same thing to me. You can do whatever you want. As long as you put your mind to it, put your faith behind it, and you can do it.
Amazing.
So just thank you for always supporting me. And that's the biggest thank you. After all.
Wow. Shout out to his parents,
Yes, ma'am.
Dextrius and Yvonne Williams.
Yes, ma'am.
Amazing parents. And parents needs to hear that, what you just said, because that support, that solid support is so important.
Mm-hmm.
And it really defines their direction.
Yes, ma'am.
Had he not had that type of support pushing you and telling you, you can do it. Because your mama won't take no for an answer. I know her like
Yes,
that.
ma'am.
But you need that. And it helped push you and encourage you to move forward.
Yes, ma'am.
So thank you so much for sharing
you.
that. As we get ready to close, what would you like to say to the community? Because as we are about to close out this interview, what you have done in the community will forever change lives in the community. See, the community will never be the same. Harris County Schools District will never be the same.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for saying yes to the call, because see, the call has been there for clarion for a long time, but it took someone to have some consistency like you, and a love and compassion. See, I feel your compassion.
Thank you.
And that help. Now we see hope. That's what the mayor see.
Yes, ma'am.
He's 80 years old. He see hope.
Yes, ma'am.
So what would you say to the community as we're closing out?
I would say, rather than focusing on the negative and trying to become something negative, become a disruptor in the positive. Look in the community and find the things that are wrong, the things that you know are wrong, the things that are personally hurting you or personally hurting your community, your people, and disrupt it. Go into it and be like, there's something I can do in this situation that can change and make it better. And that's one thing that I did. I went to the community, saw that my people were struggling in this point in time, and I disrupted that. I added something that aided them. So I did the same thing. And it could be a small thing. It could be just helping someone out with gas money, but just disrupt the negative in the community.
I love it. Disrupt the negative in the community.
Yes, ma'am.
I got that. That's a hashtag. God bless you. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Please come back.
I will.
Keep us posted.
Yes, ma'am.
Keep pouring back into
Yes,
the community.
ma'am.
Keep pouring back into the young people. Keep being a voice for
Yes,
the
ma'am.
voiceless. We need you. You have been a voice for me.
Thank
And
you.
so many other that are watching. So
Thank
I'm
you.
so proud of you. God bless you. You've been watching Street Talk with Loretta Rose. Congratulations to Dextrius and also all the class of 2023. Go out into the world, be the change you want to see and that we need to see.
Yes,
You've
ma'am.
been watching here on Beam TV. Thanks for watching.